So today I'm going to be building a simple network infrastructure consisting of very simple backbone devices that can get a small office going, meaning a small office that can access the internet. I'm doing this so that I can teach you guys how to ultimately scale, right, and build a more complex infrastructure, which later on I will continue to sort of build off of. But let's see. But for now, I want to keep things very simple. One router, firewall, switch, end user. Let's give it a PC. Now, to signify that after this hop is the internet, I can put a router here and then whatever out here. But again, I want to keep things very simple, and I'm just going to put a server out here. All right. So the way this sort of series is going to be structured is that I'm going to go through the design aspect of it, like what you see now. You have the layer 3 moving down to the layer 1. As well as I'm going to label everything. I'm going to put the IPs for each endpoint. Just sort of like a lot of, again, design work, and to keep things organized. And then afterwards, I want to just like configure everything from top to bottom. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start building this out. All right. So let's see. Let's go ahead and give it a fast Ethernet. Let's put it on O2. I like to keep the first interface the uplinks. So what I mean is going from 0, 1. Well, yeah, 0, 1, and then 0, 0. I like to keep 0, 0 off of the firewall to the internet switch 0, 0. You can see the ports here. And then actually, this is not going to work. Give me a second. Oops, sorry. Crossover. And then, let's see. So after I've connected this, I want to go ahead and label everything. Let's make this the public server. So think Google, think a file server or DNS or something out in the public, right? This internet would signify your enterprise internet router. I can't really see it. And then this, I want to say, whoops, what do we say? Yes, 0, 1. Let's say enterprise ASA firewall. I'm not really good with the labeling per se. LAN switch. Just so that there's some organization and you understand the flow of what's happening. So think of this as the DMARC, right? This is the handoff to the ISP provider, and this is your, I guess, your enterprise network. Okay. Whoops. And then let's see. So we have that. We labeled that. We labeled that. Let's start giving the IPs out. So out here, let's just give it a, let's not do 169 because that's very confusing. Let's do 164.100.100.0/30, right? Which gives you 2 endpoints, 2 hosts to use. For these 2 endpoints, oftentimes when you get a handoff from your internet provider, you get a /30. That's not always true, obviously, but from the more simple perspective, you can get a /30, /28, 28, 29, 28. Unless you own a whole /24 and you're routing BGP, but that's another story. But let's do this 164 100.100.1, right? And then 164 100.100.2. So these are the IPs for the server, and this is the IP for gig 01 interface. Okay. Now moving down. After this router here, everything is inside. So we want to give it what we call RFC 1918, which signifies that all inside IP addresses cannot be used on the public domain space. But anyways, let's see. So we got to give all of this an inside IP, right? So from gig 0 to Ethernet 0. Let's give it a 10. I'm just gonna give it a /24. I can give it a /30, but let's just do. I don't know, for some reason /24 sounds juicier. All right, 10.10.2. Yeah. All right. So again, these endpoints are gonna have .1 and .2, gig 0, 0, and Ethernet 0, 0. Now again, going still in the inside, right? Now I know that I said that this is the inside here, just so that you know you can definitely make this a public IP, and this can be your internet handoff, right? You can have a scenario, let's say you have this firewall, you can get a public IP from your internet provider, right? And you can have this scenario play here, and your firewall will act as a first line of defense. Again, this is more of strategy and design, which I can talk about later, but again, for all intents and purposes, this is the design I want to go with. Okay, so Ethernet 0.1 and fast Ethernet 0.1 here inside. What do I want to do here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to do a 192.168.1.0/24 network. Whoops, there's no such thing as 34. Blah. In this space, okay? And I want to, again, this space right here, this inside. Everything behind the firewall, I want to give it a 192.168.1.0/24 network. The reason being is that right now on the firewall itself, it has a 192.168.1.0 network already created for VLAN 1. I'll show you later. Again, it's more of like, hey, let's keep things simple type deal. Okay, so let's see. We're still in the design phase, so 192.168.1.1 will be the default gateway for this network, right? And then PC1, we're not going to give it a, let's call this end user. This end user, we're not going to give a an IP address. We're going to let the DHCP scope that we will touch later on do all the magic. So for right now, we're sort of moving now towards the configuration stage.